Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Polaroid SX-70. The Polaroid SX-70, and this is the ever-ready case that comes with it. You can sometimes find these on eBay. They're a little bit pricey because they are real leather. Really neat accessory. But anyhow, the Polaroid SX-70 is a foldable instant format camera that looks like this when it is collapsed. And to open it up, you're going to actually grab it like this, and you'll just want to make sure that you're always putting your hand on this door and this bottom piece, otherwise it will stress out the mechanisms and it'll wear out over time. So just make sure you keep a firm grip on both pieces like so. You want to grab down here, and you'll just want to pull up and give it a pull. And if you pull hard enough, you'll see that this locks in place and it won't be able to be released if you pull on it gently. And this is what the SX-70 looks like from the front, and this is what it looks like from the back. This is a fully functional SX-70 that I picked up on eBay for I think $25 with the case. It was quite a big steal. The person who had it actually didn't know if it worked or not, so I lucked in when I actually bought this piece, and I just wanted to give you all a quick demo of how to load film and how to take your first picture using the SX-70. So let's get to it. Okay, so here's the SX-70, and we're going to be looking over and talking about what all these gears do, and how we focus this mechanism and how we use it. And today we're going to be loading it with the Impossible SX-70 film. This film is available in the link in the description below. It's a really good film to use. Anyhow, if we look over this, this is what the SX-70 looks like, and we can see right here is a lever, and right here is a door, and we don't want to touch that too much. That's only if we're working on it. This is how we close it. So in order to close it, you're just going to pull on that and just from the top, just push down, and it will all lock into place. Let me just open this back up real quick. And once again, like I said earlier, just make sure you keep a heavy grip on both of these parts. Pull it up like that, and just make sure it locks into place. So how do we load film? Okay, to load film, we just lift this up and we press this button. This will fall down. You shouldn't have to force this open if your piece is in good condition. You shouldn't be prying and pulling on this. You should just be able to press the switch and the door should fall down. Just don't let it swing open like I did just now, because you know these are delicate cameras. They're pretty old, so I'm just going to leave this right here for now. And I'm going to actually open up this film from the Impossible. So all you have to do to open up this film is fight with this door for a minute, and they are kind of hard to get into. So just pull this kind of metallic stuff off, and here is our film. And you can see this is the intro slide. This is actually what comes out, and we just want to make sure that everything looks good and is in good working condition, that it didn't get damaged anyway when it was shipped to us, or if we picked it up from a store. And we open that up, and we just take this, and the tab always goes down in all Polaroid cameras. So take it, and we're going to push it, and you want to push it until this flap right here kind of bends, and we want to make sure it's nice and snug in there. And when we close this door, this is going to happen like that right there, and that's how we know that it's in good working condition. And yes, it does come out of this slot right here. I had some questions when that first happened. So the next part I want to talk about is actually how do we focus this. So in order to focus your SX-70, you're going to look through this glass right here, and you're going to be using this dial right here. And if you look, you can see that when you turn the dial, the lens and the aperture rings and the lenses. The lens elements are spacing out in different intervals to focus. And this is your fire button, so don't be sure not to press this unless you want to take a photo. And this is your exposure button. So the thing about Impossible, which is the only new non-expired film that you can probably find for an SX-70, is that you want to take and set your exposure just a little bit up, like that. Because when the Impossible project bought Polaroid, everything had been destroyed, so there wasn't actually a way for them to know the exact chemical recipe to develop this film. So that's why there were so many issues with this film for a long time. But this is the version 2. It does a pretty good job. I've never had an issue out of it. So just make sure that you turn up that exposure, because they're a little bit less sensitive than the old type of Polaroid films. And this is your focus ring. This is your exposure ring. This is where your film's going to come out. You actually need to buy a lip to insert into this. I don't actually have one, but I will link the instructions on how to install it and a link to the place to buy this. The purpose of the lip is to guard the slide that comes out, to make sure that, you know, the film does not get excessive light exposure, and that's really important in the first couple of seconds, because the Impossible project has not perfected that film. So just make sure that you buy a lip, or what I've been doing is I've just been holding my hand out like this over top of it, just on the sledge kind of, when I take a photo. That way no light can hit that picture. So that is how you load it. And I had someone ask, yes, you can close it after you load the film, of course. So you can close it and keep it like that. Some things about this film. We can see that it has 160 ISO, so you need a tremendous amount of light to make sure that you're getting a good exposure. And the photo does take about 30 minutes to develop, 45 for a really good development, I think, in my opinion. You do want to store this refrigerated, which I failed to do with this one. That's why I went ahead and showed you how to load it, because I don't know if this is going to be a good a good set of film or not, since I forgot to put it in the fridge after I got it. And you do want to read through these shooting tips, because there is actually some pretty resourceful stuff in here, because like I said, Impossible rebuilt Polaroid's film because they had destroyed the recipes. So that's about it with the SX-70. And one more thing I wanted to mention before I let you guys go is that this slot right here is for a flash, and I will actually leave a link below so you know where to buy the flash that sits on top of this at. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.